So welcome to the gameplay of Forza Horizon 2. This was the first Forza game on Xbox One, and we see a lot of things that we get later in 3 and 4. So let's set off through the streets of the south of France. This is Nice that we've started off in, and the Horizon Festival we've just exited. Oh dear, and a crash straight away. Well, just to make up for it, let's just check out the damage. So we've got some nice damage there. Can we get through those railings? No, we can't. Now, it is raining. This is not something you see a lot in the south of France. Lots of people out on the beach, I noticed, despite the fact it appears to be absolutely chucking it down with rain. But there we go. Clearly that was one element of realism that might have escaped us. Nice buildings there. Let's just go and have a quick look at a typical Nice concourse and see what we can break. Nice sort of shops and hotels on the corner there. Not as much going on in the streets as perhaps some of the later games, but there's the obligatory street cafe that we can perhaps take out. Unfortunately, they won't be serving any afternoon teas today. You can see that this introduced as well. We've got drivatars. These are other players represented in our game. I'm not entirely sure how accurate the drivatars are in terms of replicating and reproducing the skill and the driving style of other people, but it's a nice touch and they work quite nicely. It's sometimes nice to see your own friends coming up there as well. We'll just avoid those cars if we can. Oh, a roadside cafe that I've decided not to break, but let's see, there must be a few other things that we can damage here. Driving on pavements is always good. So let's have a little look around the map, shall we? You'll notice the Storm Island icon. We'll come back to that later. So we've got Nice, which is our main metropolitan area. There's a docks area that you've just seen, a high value drivatar, and then some smaller towns and villages over here to the Italian borders. Castelletto. We go up, you can see there's another industrial area just here with a lovely bucket list. We've got the Horizon Festival, the main festival in the middle. The icons at the moment of a bucket list, because in Forza Horizon 2 it was actually slightly different in terms of how you chose where you wanted to go. Okay, we've got a street race there, but most of the racing was actually done once you get to a place. You can choose. We'll see that in a moment. Let's just continue our way through a slightly rainy Nice here. Oh, some motorcycles and scooters. Managed to miss all of those. Yeah, we'll just go down the inside. Some more motorcycles there. Oh, the scooters are everywhere. There we are. There'll be some disappointed teenagers not being able to go out and nick people's mobile phones out of their hand tonight. Now the rain seems to have just stopped, or it's easing off. It hasn't just stopped, but we'll just quickly make our way through. So, as you can see, it does look pretty much like the south of France, and you'll recognise a lot of the game mechanic that you see in Forza Horizon 3 and 4. As I said already, this is the first one that was available on the Xbox One. And at the time, it's a huge increase in the graphical fidelity. We've just gone past the golf course there. We've got the cameras, so we can see if we can go as fast as possible, and it will compare us with our online friends as well. Apparently that was the top 40%. Can't imagine many people are playing Forza Horizon 2 at the moment. You can see we've also got the whole skill point thing here, where the more things that we do, we can go close to cars, we can damage stuff. Let's go over. There we are. Let's go right over the roundabout there. I was going in a little bit too hot, it probably has to be said. And we get points for wreckage, and these end up being converted into points that you can use for extra facilities for your car or extra XP, that type of thing. Should we yeah, let's enter this race. So I can't enter it in what I'm in. I've got to choose an appropriate vehicle for this race. Oh, yeah, they're just telling us that we have to do that. Which one shall I have? Let's have that one. So here we are. We're in a Mercedes, a very expensive Mercedes. It's going to be quite quick. It was an S1 class. We're going around Saint-Martin. Now this is the last event of a championship that I've clearly already started, probably some time ago.
Okay, you've done really well.
Again, the game mechanics very similar to what we've seen before, just a few differences in the actual presentation of the game. Here we go, and we're off. And I was 7th out of 12th, I'm immediately 8 out of 12th. Let's see how we get on. We've got a few driver tires up ahead. Now, in this one, yeah, you see, that's one of the great things about Forza. Unlike real life, you can use other people's cars to help you get round corners. There we are, look, we're up to 4th already. Now, I have a horrible feeling that I may have left this on a relatively easy setting, probably in the days when I was fairly new to the Forza Horizon franchise. I'm a little bit better these days, which is why it's probably now set a little bit too easy. Now look, there's Blimpy Boy up front. Let's just breeze past. Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong. There we are. Now, that's the other thing. In single player mode, you can rewind if you do something like that, which is really good for players like me that aren't actually necessarily that good. So I'll try not to go up the bank this time. Yeah, just take a little bit of speed off. There we are. Can I get up? Okay, a bit of a shove as I go past. Maybe not my finest overtake, but there we are. We've taken the lead. Some of these roads, though, they do have some interesting sides. This is quite nice, but some of the ones around the coast are a little bit rocky, but a nice dual carriageway for us, so that's good, and we're getting more skill points as we go. You'll notice as well, because I've got it on a fairly easy mode, the racing line, I'm sure you saw that already, colour-coded, so I know if I'm going a little bit hot. Let's try and get back, let's try and get back on the road there. Now we might be in a slightly more rocky environment. You see that rock on the right-hand side. We don't particularly want to touch that, or we don't really want to do that either, but there we go. Sometimes you can't have everything you want. You see little outcrops and bits you can scuff with your car. It's going to take a lot of speed off. It might spin you around and ruin your race, and then you've got to decide, do I do that thing where I rewind, or do I just carry on? Here we go. Our progress up top, just 81% progress. Oh, sharp left-hander coming up, I can notice from my mini-map down there. Oh, lucky escape. So we'll sneak it round that corner. Now you see, Forza Horizon games, they're relatively arcadey, but they're not so arcadey that you have your full throttle all the time. There is some finesse, particularly as you wind the difficulty up. There is finesse. There we are, and we've won 20 points in the championship. Now that was 4 out of 4, so we'll see. I hope. There we are. Look at that. We've won the championship. A few scuffs on the car, unsurprisingly. Nicely arcadey in that I can use other vehicles to get round corners. Oh.
So take that as a compliment.
There we are. That was very nice. So 13 more championships to the Horizon finale. So it's still plenty to do in this game for me, it would seem. So I'll get my rewards, get a bit of XP. That's very nice, and we're well on our way to levelling up. You can then do a rivals race. I think I'll just pass on that for the moment. So, race mechanic,
guys,
very...
That wraps up today's racing in San Martin. Let's regroup at the hub and we'll head back out on this road trip.
Now okay, so we can continue our road trip. Now, I have to say, I quite liked this aspect of Forza Horizon 2, and it's not as evident in certainly Forza Horizon 4, but I liked the idea of the road trip, the idea that we go from place to place, entering different events. It's much more open, much more free form, of course, in Forza Horizon 4. You can see how they've developed and honed the ideas as the franchise has gone on, but this, I miss it a little bit, the idea of the road trip. I've got to race there. How far have I got? Oh, there we are, we've made it. Not a particularly arduous journey, it has to be said. So let's continue the road trip.
Hey, how's it going?
Now, of course, the other thing is, just like all the Forza games, we have a garage. We can filter the garage. You can see plenty of cars in the garage, and of course, Lots of possibilities for DLC here as well. You can see the ones that I've downloaded. I do like the Lambo Urus. It's a good car for a lot of different things. I'm going to auto upgrade it. Some people like to fiddle with the settings. Let's just have I might show you some of those in a moment. But we can do an auto upgrade, and it will take us to the top of a particular class. Charge us money for doing so, of course, or in-game money, I should say. And we're done. You can see if you really were into all the different features of the car, there's a lot of things in here. It reminds me of the original Gran Turismo games, where you could tweak things to your heart's content. But luckily, the auto upgrade does shield you from that, perhaps if you're like me, wanting just to play the game a little bit more rather than worry about that type of thing. But there's plenty of depth in there. And now, where should we go? Where should we go? So we've got the different environments. Castelletto, nice little place by the sea there. San Giovanni, Montalino. Let's do that one, because I've only done 2 of the championships there. Which one shall we go for? I reckon off-road. Should we go off-road? We've got cars in our garage, but we'll do that. Let's do that. So what have I got in my garage? I can't really remember because it's a while since I played. Well, it is a game that came out in 2014. Let's have the... Should we have the bowler? It's an A-class car, 762, so it's not the top of the ratings, but it's pretty good. All-wheel drive, of course. Nice-looking car. Right, so we're going to Montalino for our next championship. So again, we've got a road trip. Oh, we've got a timer on us now. So 7:49. Let's exit the garage. There you are. You can see we've got our little offshoot of the Horizon Festival. So unlike Forza Horizon 4, we don't have houses dotted around everywhere. What we've got are little sub-festivals. Is that the right word? Who knows? So where are we? 9.8 kilometres to Montalino. Don't want to fast travel places. You know, the joy of this game is the driving. I can't really mess around too much though, because I do only still have 7 minutes and now 10 seconds to get there. I'll see some of my other fellow drivers. There we are. Who's that up ahead? Dillo 88. D-Tune, we've just gone past. It's quite a high rate of knots. It was a VW Beetle, so probably not going very fast. Oh look, I've got some points for speed as well. Oh, mind for traffic. We'll do a reckless undertake there, I think. Is that someone else coming with us? No, I think it's just Dillo 88 that is coming with us at the moment. Unless, oh no, there's a few people. I just glanced at the mini map there. A few people behind that will be joining as well. Yeah, why go round a roundabout? Why not just... I'm in a bowler, for goodness sake. Let's just go over. Got a bit of air there. I'm not sure I would describe that as awesome, but I'll take the points anyway. That's pretty good. So we're now blasting through the southern French countryside. Although I have to say, my geography, I think we are still in France. I don't think we've hopped over the border to Italy. It's certainly Mediterranean. I think they capture the mood pretty well. You can see. Just make sure we don't go in. You'll also see in this one there's quite a few more things to keep you on the road than there are in some of the later games. So you can see I've got barriers I can't cross. I did have a wall earlier on. So yes, we've got our sandbox. I mean, I'm not going to because I'm racing to Montalino, as I've been instructed to do, but I'm a little bit more constrained than I am in certainly Forza Horizon 4, the latest instalment in the franchise. Here we go, the Craig face. Look, he's jumped ahead of me there. Now, look, the other thing that you can do, you see the little icon, the little camera icon above their names. So this is part of the fantastic richness of this game. If you take pictures of cars, then you can get extra little in-game rewards as well. And you have to try and get all the different cars. And once you've got a certain number, then that's absolutely fantastic. You get some, oh yeah, okay, all right, yes, a little bit out of shape there. Little excursion into literally into the countryside there. That's lovely. So we'll just keep going. We'll get to Montalino in a moment. How far have we got? 1.6k. Well, it's not going to take me 4 minutes to do that. Certainly if I'm travelling allegedly at 118 miles an hour, so it's not going to take us too long, is it? Yeah, look, I was mentioning about photo mode, so let's just quickly jump into photo mode. So you'll see if I take a photo, oh, excellent, I've got 3 cars, so I've got 3,000 credits. That's in-game credits, of course. So just, again, an extra layer to the game. We're seeing that game mechanic, and I believe, and I'm sure someone will tell me if I'm wrong, but that was introduced in this game in Forza Horizon 2. We'll just muscle our way. That was a bit of overly aggressive driving, wasn't it? I don't know what came over me then. Let's see if we can catch up with the Craig face. These are all real gamer tags. I mean, they're not real people in the game. I am in single player mode here, but they are real names of real Xbox players. I say Xbox because, of course, this is an Xbox exclusive. We've made it. We've almost 4 minutes to spare. Here we are in our little offshoot of the Horizon Festival. So it's going to show us all the events that we can do in Montalino. We've got a few there, and we can pick. So again, you can see in this particular version of Forza Horizon, the mechanic of choosing your events is a little bit different to the later games, but I quite like it. I'm not sure which one I prefer. I think they're both equally as good and valid. There we are. So we've made our choice. We can go off and we can take part in that event. Let's rush along to it. The road's looking a little less made here. We're clearly well into the countryside. Go down here. Oh, there's another speed camera I can notice from the mini-map here, so I don't know how we'll do as we go past this. Don't know if it's my imagination, the flash just seems slightly longer than it was in the later games. There's also, I think we've just passed a car meet as well, haven't we? So that was one of the online facilities where you can meet up with other actual real users rather than their driver tasks. Some people just get in your way. Oh, and we're now in a speed zone, so this is a different kettle of fish from the spot speeds that we have with those speed cameras. Just brush the side of that. We have to keep a high average speed. So okay. No, I haven't made it to my event yet. So I'm speeding to my event. Should we go over? Let's go cross country, shall we? There's always a tree. The trees in version 2, they weren't quite as forgiving. Certainly in Forza Horizon 4, the little saplings give way, certainly to a boulder that I'm in now. They'd give way pretty nicely, but I suppose, alright, it was quite a big tree. You've got me on that one, yes. So we've entered the event, we've made it to the event, well, not really unscathed at all, because I hit a tree and scuffed the car, but it's not the real world. This is the fantastic world of Forza Horizon, and let's just see. So you see, there's all sorts of things you can do here, lots of detail, lots of tweaks you can make, and I think we'll just start. Let's get ready. Here we go. Off we go. So we're in our bowler now, so we're expecting some off-road action as well. I don't know where this particular event is going to take us. Well, I clearly haven't done it before because it was next on my itinerary. Here we go. I'm sure I recall that this was a little less forgiving on going through checkpoints. If you went a little bit too far out of those smoke grenadey things, then in the later versions it's a bit more forgiving. Don't go too fast. Again, I know I've said it before, but again, it's not a full throttle game. I think one of the genius things about this franchise is, if you like, the balance between arcade racing and sim. You know, if you want it to be more sim-like, you can wind the difficulty up, and you can turn on all sorts of things and turn off cosmetic damage, so that, you know, when I scuff a car or scuff a wall, there is going to be some impact on my performance. But in the settings where damage is more cosmetic and we've turned a few things off, it is just great fun. Here we go, we're first again. The difficulty definitely needs ramping up. It may well ask me actually in my next race if I do want to ramp the difficulty up. It does nag you. If you're finding it too easy, it will work out that that's the case, and it will offer to increase the difficulty for you. Lovely countryside here. Never been to the south of France, but if it's like this, then it's probably very nice. The weather has changed quite a lot since the rain that we started out in Nice, a very wet Nice. It's looking nice now. We don't have wet roads, that helps. Here we go, because the tarmac can be a little bit slippy. Mind the curb there. How far have we got? 72%. The balloons over the hills there. Oh, don't overcook the corner. So you see we're quite a long way ahead of the... Now, at least that bit of foliage was forgiving there. Sorry to anyone who likes bushes at the side of the road. Here we keep going. And another sharp left turn again. Sharp left turn. Okay, there we are. Nice. And take it nice and easy onto the dirt, onto the gravel. I have to say this bowler is coping with it admirably. It's making the job a lot easier. There, the finish is in sight. Go, go, go. Just put to the floor, or shall I say, finger on the trigger. There we are, 20 points. Fantastic. My bowler did me proud. All right. I didn't think that little cutscene was going to stop. And we have a purple wristband. So as you level up, you get different wristbands. That opens more things for you to be able to do. That's rather good. So we're now at level 75. We've gone purple. And this young lady's going to give me... By the way, I don't look like that in real life. I'm not going to challenge Rex Runty. Now weirdly it said I had 100% progress towards the final. Let's spin. What's it going to give me? It's going to give me money. It's going to give me a car. Car. Oh, it gave me money. I prefer car. You'll notice actually that it gave me 15,000 credits and then it suddenly became 30,000. That's because very naughtily I bought the VIP pack, and that gives you double credits. Effectively you can buy your way to slightly more credits and slightly more game progress. Not so it spoils it for other people, but yeah, you can buy your way to progress. So you can see lots of different things. Look, let's take it off-road. So it's full of all this sort of thing, you know, these little paths going around. Let's try and avoid trees this time, because we know that they're not very forgiving, just like a tree in real life. Not again that I've ever driven into a tree, but I've seen the things on the police programmes on TV. It's never very nice when you drive into a tree. I'm sure if anyone would like to testify to that in the comments. What happened to you in your car when you drove into a tree? There we are. Discuss. So, yeah, nicely open world, nice little paths there. We can break through. That fence gave rather nicely. Yeah, remember that I'm in France. They drive on the other side of the road, or the wrong side of the road. Now look, there's the industrial zone very near. So I think what we should do, let's head off. Let's head off to the industrial zone and see what we can find there. Well, one of the other driver cars just randomly ploughing through the foliage on the right of the road there. We should be pretty close. I can also see on my mini-map there's a board, a fast travel board that I haven't smashed. So what you have to do is you have to smash through boards to get credits and fast travel privileges. Now I want to get into this. Look, there's a big wall there. Let's quickly run back. That'll let us in. So we're in this big abandoned industrial complex. Oh, there's someone else here with us. Trying a jump. How lovely. Yeah, very, very abandoned. Not much going on here. Again, it's not perhaps got... Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the fast travel board. Let's smash through that. There we are. 35 out of 50 fast travel boards smashed. That's not bad at all. Not quite as much detailing as perhaps the train yard in Forza Horizon 4, but again, it's a huge leap forward when you compare it to Forza Horizon 1. I should also say I would have loved to have played Forza Horizon, well, it wasn't called Forza Horizon 1, of course, it was just Forza Horizon on the original entry into the series on the Xbox 360, but unfortunately it's not available, or there's certainly no way that I'm able to play that and show it to you. Let's just... Oh, there's a nice little handbrakey turn there. Ah, there's something else here. Is that... It's credits, 15,000 credits, and apparently I've levelled up as well. Let's spin again. I want a car. I want a car. Give me a car. Give me a car. Go on, give me a... Well, at least it's doubled it. There we are. It's just like gambling, except it doesn't cost any money, which therefore makes it not gambling at all, of course, if there's no real money involved. It's just in-game credits. It's just a game of chance. Look, you can see the bowler making short work of some of those banks. Okay, let's... Where should we go now? So there's the main Horizon Festival. If we want to do certain things to our car, we've got to go there. The bucket list things are particular challenges. There, I think, yeah, we've got... We can go to the festival to make changes to our car and to do things like that. There's the online road trip if we want to join people that are also playing this game. But what we can do, of course, is to head off to the next race. So this one, I think there are 4 races in this championship. Hey, off we go. 1,000 extra points. And of course, as you string together these bonuses, you get a multiplier as well. So as you do more and more things, then you get those bonuses. Let's just have a little look. Is there anywhere else we can go that might be interesting? Now, you see, we haven't seen this side of the map particularly. So let's go down there. I will be going to Storm Island. You might have noticed on a couple of the screens, I do have that expansion pack. So again, this was, I believe, and again, tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it was the first one to have a really decent, meaty map expansion. It was Storm Island, and we will visit Storm Island. In fact, I have already visited Storm Island, and we'll see that a little bit later. The fact I've visited already will explain, well, I'll point out what it will explain when we actually get there. Let's go on. Oi, get up. He turned right in my path. Come on. Did he turn in my path? Yes, he did. Look, now that bush satisfyingly was annihilated by my bowler there. Oh, nice. Look, I think they're going for me now. I think they've seen me win a couple of races and they're out to get me. Most definitely. Yeah, let's go on this side of the road. Oh, there's Dillo88 again. Hello, Dillo88. He or she was second. Now, you see, let's challenge Dillo88. So I've challenged this driver and they're not in as good a car as me, so it should be fairly easy. But what happens is now I'm in like a little challenge race. So it's not one of the races in the championship or anything. This is just, we're challenging someone else on the roads. Rather like, you know, sometimes you see in real life, when you get a couple of boy racers stopped at the traffic lights and you know they're both, whoa, we know they're both going to race each other. Look, so here's our XP. So there's the sort of things we can do with our XP points, perks, as you saw they call them. Just power-ups and extra credits and that type of thing. So look, they're coming in here. I think we're still in, are we still in our race? I'm not sure. We'll keep the pace up, I suppose, but clearly, as you can see, I'm not going flat out. We're going right here. Nice little seaside, beachside area here. This is looking like the bit, you know, where the south of France joins Italy. Not the south of Italy, of course, but northern Italy. Let's just go through this tunnel. I think we're still... Yeah, I'm just looking... There was the icon on the mini-map, just when it comes into view. I think I'm still challenging Dillo 88. Let's keep... Alright, let's keep going then. Let's pick the pace up. Again, the jagged rocks on the right-hand side not going to do a great deal for me if I hit them. You can also... In this game, of course, you had car clubs. You might have just seen a little thing flash up about car clubs. There's the finish. I win, Dillo 88. You are mine. There we are. I'll get something for that as well. That's nice. Some credits. Something nice like that. How lovely. Level 76. Right. So, okay, I've won some head-to-head races. Let's head back into town because actually that was a nice town. I won't go down... I'll go back to where I came. Haha, Dillo 88. Yeah. What? Now, was it me or was Dillo 88 on my side of the road? Again, they're clearly just trying to get me for beating them in that head-to-head race there. Let's head back down into town and have a little look at what we've got down there. Again, the environment's really nicely done. So this, it's not 4K, what you're watching. It's not making perhaps full use of next-gen consoles. It's not been remastered for the Series X or anything like that. But it's still looking pretty good. I have to say, in 2014, it looked pretty good. The Xbox One was still fairly new out. It was still a novelty. And this game really made it look good. It really made it shine. In fact, I think I might go so far as to say that this game was part of games that were a console seller. Certainly if you like your driving games, it definitely was. Look, we've got a nice little harbour side, seaside area here. Really does feel like the area that it's going for. I can just look to the left and right. That little jetty going out. We've got our cobbles here. We can just drive, you see, rather nice. Very typically Mediterranean. Shall I bash? No, look, I'm not going to bash those plants in. That seemed a bit gratuitous. I've already done that earlier on with some outdoor dining and some mopeds. So let's head back. So that was a Horizon Festival outpost on the front here. Here we are. So let's just go to the Castelletto hub.
You have arrived at your
There we go. Oh, just, yeah, we'll stop where we need to be. So there we are. Now, we're going to take a little trip now. So we've hopped over to Storm Island. And I should just explain that I actually recorded this bit first. So when you see my progress, you'll notice that I don't appear to be on level 76 anymore. It's not that there's a glitch or anything like that and I've made backward progress. No, it's just that I did record this particular segment first because I happened to be on Storm Island first. So Storm Island, a little bit different. So I think the idea is it's supposed to be in the Mediterranean still, so we've still got elements of that Mediterranean atmosphere, but it's a little more rough and ready, not as many tarmacked roads, and some interesting things happening. I think we've got some remains in it. Let's have a look. We've got more bucket lists, as you can tell here. And what else have we got? Let's have a little look around the map. So clearly, obviously, it's not as big as the main map. Some more bucket lists. An island run rampage. Now that does sound like fun. We've got some speed cameras. We've got another rampage. So I like the idea of a rampage. Let's go on a rampage. So off we go. Let's take our car. I think I'm still in my Urus, aren't I? In my Lambo. In this particular one. When I say still, I'm in my Lambo. Of course, we can cut a few more corners here, if it's safe to do so, if there's ground in there. A few more big jumps in Storm Island, it has to be said. And we can go through a bit more foliage. Nice sunset effect there. This Storm Island, of course, released after the main game, so I'm sure there are some more graphical tweaks and the like in Storm Island. A bit more rural, not as many houses, not as many other drivers. Let's make it. And of course, one of the staples of Storm Island, the whole off-road racing thing. Oh, another tree. I it's enough to put you off trees, isn't it? I know they're good for the environment, but they don't tend to be good for cars when you meet one like that. So let's, there we are, nice wreckage there. Should we just go across country? I can just look, whoa! Yeah, again, that probably would have happened in real life. I can see my destination. Let's go cross country. Let's choose our foliage carefully to make sure that it gives when we go through. There's, just managed to miss that other car coming the other way. Yeah, more dirt tracks. How far are we? Not very far. Oh, and more speed traps as well. So same sort of game mechanic. And I've got another achievement. How fantastic. I've beaten some friends on 20 cameras. Sorry, friends. So let's do this rampage. Oh, I can't.
Sorry, the car that you're currently driving isn't eligible for this championship.
Yeah, I can't do it in the car.
You can race in one of these cars or head back to the hub and sign up for a different championship.
Okay, which one shall I have? That red Quattro reminds me of that program with, was it Life on Mars or the other one? The one where they go back in time, get in the Quattro. Let's go for that one. So we'll jump into this. This looks like a tool fit for the job, doesn't it? So we're going Group B monsters. Event 1 out of 3. Let's hit the rampage. Oh look, I've got an alpha there. That'll probably break down before it reaches the end.
All right, mate.
Let's go straight into the event, shall we?
And the championship is yours.
Yeah, let's go straight in. Get ready. Here we go. Oh look, I'm in an Xbox One liveried vehicle as well. Very, very loyal. Microsoft would be proud of me. Oh yeah, no, see, I have to say I quite like the rallying style in Forza Horizon. In fact, in all of the games. In fact, ironically, I almost prefer it to rallying in some actual dedicated rallying games. Again, I don't know if it's just the way the cars handle. It's just, it hits that sweet spot of, it's a bit arcadey, it's a bit simmy. Oh look, there's some ruins up on the right, you might have just spotted those. Nice bright day, showing Storm Island off at its best. Not many storms to be seen today, and that's probably a good thing. Let's just avoid, not sure if those barriers were breakable or not, so make sure, oh no, they look just like wood or card or something, so they're probably okay to hit, but they'll probably slow me down. Now, can we get past this person? You sold. Well, that's now. I don't. Now you see, that's jogging my memory of Storm Island. Those little narrow bits. And of course, if you get that wrong, if you just misjudge your line, or maybe you nudge another car, then you can hit those and lose a lot of time. Let's just do it again. Okay, I do apologise. That was probably again a little bit aggressive. Just nudge my main opponent out of the way. But that's what the game is. That's what you do if you want to win. I think there was some suggestion that if you're aggressive like that, they remember it. The driver times remember it, and they'll be more aggressive with you. Now, I'll just clip that. Clip this one as well. Clip the checkpoint. The disaster is to miss a checkpoint. Another narrow, no, not a narrow bit, but if you miss a checkpoint, you obviously have to go back and do it, and it puts you right back near the back end of the field. Now, it liked those jumps. You'll see that the Xbox has recorded a game clip. Now, I didn't initiate that. It was done entirely automatically for me. No, that was lucky. I thought I was going to lose it then. There we go. A win. 20 points on Storm Island in a rampage. There we go. And it would appear that I'm leading that championship. Look, you see, just blatantly just drive round the other drivers. Okay, my car's not in quite as good condition as it was when perhaps I left, but I won. That's the main thing. So I've levelled up for another wheel spin. Again, as I said earlier, the eagle-eyed of you will notice that in fact that's a lower level than it was earlier in this video. Let's return Now you see, this is one thing that is different. It's left me in the car that I had to have for this particular race. It's left me, and I have to say that I would have preferred to have been back in my Lambo. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed that little bit of nostalgia looking back at Forza Horizon 2. If you have, then please feel free to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel, Gen 1 Gamer. There's plenty more where this came from. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.